remember originally seeing Dying Light and immediately being struck with how incredibly different it was to other open-world zombie games. Where other games went right, Dying Light went left. Like how most games say bigger map better, but Dying Light said smaller map, more detailed. First playing it, it felt so bold and like something completely new, an absolute breath of fresh air in a relatively oversaturated market. Now seeing this trailer for the sequel, I can already tell that this won't be that kind of game. Although they seem to be focusing much more on story and other stick-out issues of the first game, this is still just mostly the same concept with more layers, it looks like. Not for me, at least. For me, I'm fine. I'm happy with that. I already fucking copped the pre-order as well. It's just that we're in an age of very high distrust in the gaming community. Every year, a huge game drops half-baked, like last year's Cyberpunk. For this video, I'm gonna assume you've already seen 2019's gameplay trailer, and if not, I highly recommend going and watching it, as it'll be important for some of the parts I'm going to mention, as well as just being important if you want to follow the game's development so far. But first, let me announce the sponsor of this video, me. Ubercharge. Okay, just kidding. I just wanted to announce that I made a Discord server for the channel. There's already a ton of stuff in there, like I did a face reveal, that was pretty cool. And believe it or not, I'm not just leaving people to fester in there, I am actually talking in the chat, so maybe me and you, buddy, maybe even we'll be able to talk. Okay, done with the stupid shit, back to Dying Light.
Hey everyone! We've been quiet for some time, since, like the rest of the world, we had some unforeseen hurdles to clear. But the wait is over.
Oh wait. Okay, this looks good. For those who haven't played Dying Light, one of the biggest things that game did right was the map. You could basically go inside any building, which perfectly complemented the parkour system, as well as making the world a joy to explore. Based on this and what we saw in 2019, they seem to know this. They seem to have figured that out for Dying Light 2. That said, Dying Light 2 seems to be showing much larger urban city centers with tall buildings, which makes me wonder what the relationship between the ground and buildings will be. They've shown this little hang glider thing and this little hook that zips you to the roof, but will there be anything for the player at ground level, like in the first game, or will it just be a pool of zombies, I wonder?
In Dying Light 2, you become Aiden Caldwell, an outsider trying to unravel a tangled mystery from his past.
Alright, can we talk about the main character for a second? I just want to preface this with the fact that this is 100% speculation. The Ubercharge YouTube channel has been given zero insider information about the game. Hear me out, alright? The main character in Dying Light 2, Aiden, sounds very similar to the main character in the first game, Kyle. Now I have zero facts and zero evidence to back this up, but something in the very back of my brain is thinking that there's a reason for this. In both of Dying Light, the following's endings, Kyle Crane fucking dies, but as far as any children he may have or something, nothing is really known. Now considering what we've seen of Aiden's backstory, which seems to involve children and possibly he himself being a child, yeah, now you're putting it together too, I see. This brings me to the conclusion that in Dying Light 2, you are actually playing as Roger Craig Smith, but it's the post-apocalyptic future, and he's now a hardened survivor. That or like, both the voice actors are talented and it's a coincidence.
You were a night runner. You used to help people, remember?
Night runners are gone. Finished. A myth.
Alright, are we gonna have NPC companions? Techland, be honest. Now, the fact that you've got this guy running along with Aiden, it makes me think that we are. And it's like, okay, if you don't want to tell me, just, it's fine, but if you do, just please. Not like Far Cry 5.
My buddy said he saw someone out near...
Darkness changes the rules of the world. As the light fails, monsters crawl out of hiding to prey on the poor souls caught outside the safety of UV rays.
What the fuck? Okay, now, this might just be here for the sake of the trailer, but why the fuck is it so bright out at night? Dark in the first game was this sinking abyss, a void that your flashlight could barely penetrate, which made night even scarier. Your vision cone was basically locked super tight, making it much more tense, which seems to have been lost in this game. Instead of being blackout, it's like fucking blue, like, come on, this shit looks like Skyrim. That said, they seem to imply that some special infected will only come out at the night, which is interesting, but depending on how sleeping works, I feel like many players will just skip the night.
But most importantly, you decide your own fate as well.
You're about to turn.
Make sure to stay human.
Oh no, guys. I think we're gonna have to manage our infection levels. Now, there are two ways this could go. It could be a fun new mechanic that adds layers to the gameplay, or it could be like malaria in Far Cry 2, which If you don't know, what's probably worse than contracting actual malaria? Shit, man, I don't really know what to say. Out of everything else in this video, this scares me the most. This mechanic could go really bad really quick, so we'll just have to see how it turns out. I just want to close this video by thanking Techland for really talking to the community lately. There's been a very big break of silence between the devs for a while, but now knowing something's happening is very encouraging. And, what else? Oh, yeah, Aiden does a Goomba stomp on some guy's head and he fucking dies.